it was really, I guess, an asymmetric way to address concerns about starting pitching that we've had all year. And we just felt like there was better value and more impact with the relievers that were available than going directly for starters, save in the case of Mike Byers. But yeah, the other advantage too is that we're only a couple weeks away from expanded rosters, so you aren't going to necessarily. I mean, you maybe can shorten up the starters if you have concerns about their performance. So again, just an asymmetric way to address a concern with the starting pitching, which has been a challenge for us all year. Started a lot of it with all the injuries we've had.
So what are the thoughts on this group that you've put together? I mean, you've got depth and experience and talent. I mean, between Trinan and Trevino and Rodney and Kelly. I mean, it's can you remember having a bullpen like that or any close to that?
Oh no, not this deep. And I think one of the concerns you'd have with so many guys on the team who've actually closed games is maybe a guy coming in and not being necessarily happy with his role. I guess that's sort of the beauty of Blake Trinan's year. He's been so good and so dominant that there was never any question who was going to be our closer when we started making these moves. And each guy that's come in has accepted that role. I think mainly out of respect for the year that Blake Trinan's having.
A lot of teams have recognized the importance of bullpen depth. I think it was proven in the World Series in the postseason last year that one or two talented guys isn't going to cut it. You need lots of depth and lots of experience. What's the competition like for relievers at the trade deadline compared to maybe a few years ago?
Yeah, I don't. Listen. I think every year, certainly the last 10 years, every team that is out there, looking to add to their club is always looking for an extra bullpen guy because there's so many spots down there. So there's a lot of opportunity to make either a large improvement or a small improvement. So usually there is a lot of competition for the premier guys. In some sense, in Rodney's case, we're lucky because we received the waiver claim on him, and so we had unilateral negotiating rights for 48 hours. So in Familia's case, we were just very aggressive and were willing to pay the freight. Pay the request of the Mets early, knowing that the closer we got to the deadline, the more competition there was going to be for him. So, a lot of that was timing for us. And in Sean Kelly's case, it was just, a guy who was, available because his club had let him go. And we were just, again, the more aggressive team. With what we were willing to give up or how much salary we were willing to take on. So anyways, but yeah, a lot of it some was time, but there is always going to be competition for bullpen guys because each team has 7, sometimes 8 spots down there. So it's an easy way to make an incremental improvement.
You guys, like you mentioned, the asymmetrical way to address the starting pitching, and the starting pitching for this year was circumstance. You had so many guys get injured and kind of some Tommy Johns. But is the game trending this way anyway?
Oh, a little bit, yeah. I would say so. Yeah, listen, starters seem to be going less and less, which, also makes you realize why the really, really good ones, the Chris Sale, the John Lesters, the Madison Bumgarners, guys like that, you understand, how valuable they are. There's so few of the guys that can really, pitch into the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning these days, which is why the cost of acquisition or the cost of contracting is so high. So, but yeah, I would say that, definitely there's a age of specialization going on, and starters are getting shorter and shorter, and you may see a completely different way of running a pitching staff as the years go forward. I mean, I think Tampa's what they're experimenting with a little bit right now is probably the trend is probably to go maybe somewhat in that direction, but we'll see. It's hard to say, but I would say agree with you that it's trending in that there's going to be changes.